Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we'll be doing a Pentasports Palladium Players Edition sent in by Ashkay. In April he got in contact with me and said, hey mate, I've got a cousin who just started a cricket equipment company and sent me a bat. I was wondering whether I can send the same bat to you so you can get a review of it. It has had some damage and I'm not quite sure where it's come from. So straight after this. Varun from the brand, I sent him some questions and he answered all those. He said this is our Palladium Gold series. It ranges in price from 12,000 to 18,000 Indian rupees. It does come with a cover, which you can see there. It's actually quite a good quality cover, but I don't review covers. This particular bat is 14,000 Indian rupees, which at today's exchange rate is about 250 Australian dollars. And that's with that fully knocked and oil, which we'll talk about. They then send it off to somebody else if they want the banding done on the bottom that you can see there, and I'm definitely going to talk about that. They charge an extra 1,000 to knock it, which is about 17 Australian dollars. This is the bat, and they call it, it's definitely English Willow. Tapped it up, I can tell you that it's English Willow, and it's got lots of grains, but with all this finishing on it, there's not much I can actually review. Brands who choose to use this horrible tape like this, I really recommend you don't do it. The normal width that you can get should be about that, and you can see that that's that plus a bit extra. So they're virtually putting tape that width on the edges, which it only needs to be the bottom width there. And it just makes it look unsightly because you can't see the grains, and for most of us that's what we're actually interested in. We're actually seeing the quality of the willow. I can sort of make out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There might be a 9th grain there, not sure. So that's one thing. The stickers themselves, there is a bit of embossing there. And look, the bat has been used. I did ask Ashkay if it had been used and he said no. But you can see ball things there, and you can even see a freaking big edge on there. So if that's not using a bat, I don't know what is. And I really don't like reviewing bats that are used, and it's just doesn't look good. It doesn't look good for the brand, and it also doesn't give me a very good idea of what it is. Sure, with vintage bats it's a different sort of thing, but you know, this is one of these things where somebody has asked me to do it. I haven't seen the bat. I didn't do any vetting on it because I said to the people on Discord that from now on I'm just going to let bats through just to see what's out there. So I don't like that. There's all scuff marks all over it. The other thing I don't like is the way that it's been prepared. There's nothing wrong with the knocking, but these bands here, I do recommend you veer away from these. Do not do this to your bat, because what happens is the ball will strike it there, or there, or there, or there, and it will actually crack in the timber, and you will not be able to tell any damage that's actually taking place under that banding. Not only that, they've covered it in some sort of epoxy here. So, and epoxy that has its own risks, because when epoxy breaks, it does a large crack and it can actually take the willow with it, particularly if you do epoxy toes and things like that. So this one, definitely I don't agree with. I wouldn't recommend doing it. The company doesn't do this. They give it off to somebody else to do it, and it costs like $12 or something. I think that's who probably did it, whoever they are. But I really wouldn't recommend people doing this. And you might say to me, oh yeah, but look, it protects the bat, and I've never seen a problem with it. I'd love to see those comments in the video and hear people talk about their experiences with this. Definitely something I'm not recommending. Don't do it. When I first started repairing bats, yeah, I did see this and I tried it, but there's no need for it. A good quality glue will repair a bat, and this is only going to create issues in the future. So I can't really comment on the finish because the bat is in a used state. Not only that, if you have a look at the back there, it is dented to buggery. This feels like it's been dragged along the pavement by the postie or somebody and just absolutely ruined. I don't know what has gone on there. The other thing is the oiling that they're doing. It's leaving stains. It's too heavily oiled. I don't know what's going on with the oil, but it's leaving stains and it's not properly polished. It looks like it's been covered with frickin' car oil, to be honest. And it's actually spoiling the review because all you're seeing is the problems that are secondary issues. They're not actually anything to do with the bat itself. They're things that have been added extra. I have a video on how to knock and prepare a cricket bat. You should be able to do this yourself. If you pay good money for a cricket bat, or even this sort of money, then you should be able to knock in the cricket bat. It's all part of the experience of treating your bats with care and understanding how they exactly work, or where they work, you know, where you need to hit your shots. I really don't recommend getting somebody else to knock your bats, even though I have been doing it, and I'm going to tell you right now, I am stopping knocking bats for people because I just don't have the time. Let's talk about the profile. It's a nice profile, and it's pretty much mid in this area here. The spine's coming down into the handle. It's just a round handle. There's nothing special about it. The grip itself, I noticed it was slipping in the middle here. So there's something going on here. The grip is not on properly, and that's an issue. I'll have a look under the handle. So here's the issue. The actual binding that's used is fluffing up. Grip is slipping on that. I would probably just get some PVA glue and just put it on there just to stop that from fluffing up, because that's just going to cause you problems in the middle, and you could actually get out because your grip is all flipping about. 3 rubber inserts. Binding doesn't look too bad, but they should in the factory actually put a bit of PVA on it to stop that from occurring. It's probably the quality of the binding is not very good, because it's actually perishing under that grip. Or it could be that the bat was actually well used before it was sent in, and I don't know whether that's here or in India. I mean, it is a sample bat. It doesn't say that it's a brand new bat. I mean, it could be, hey, let's send it to Ashko because this is the sample we'll never be able to sell. Let's talk about dimensions. So the bat we've got here 17, actually no, 16 at the shoulders, up here 34, edge size 38, or about 38. Down here at the glue, 18 in the center, 29.8. There was no need to do that, even with a round toe. I just don't understand that. And I've had a conversation with the Bat Doctor Chicago who does this and rates it, and I just don't. Look, you might say that's my opinion, but I'd love to hear repairers with their opinion on this stuff. Width of the bat is fine. You can see there 107.4 with the tape on it, obviously. But it'd be about 106.7, I would say. So about a millimetre short. Spine height, I'll do that now. Obviously it's going to be a little bit less because it's been smashed on the back of the bat. 64, which is quite good. So at the moment, dimension wise, you know, if we had a clean bat with none of this extra crap on it, it would actually be reviewing pretty well at this point, except for the grip and what's going on there. Stickers themselves, I don't have a problem with them. They look on the cheaper side. There is some embossing there. It's probably too heavy-handed. Doesn't need to be as much stuff on the back there. The willow itself, look, for a startup company, they've actually got quite a nice piece of willow there. Yeah, there's some sort of knot going on there, but so be it. As far as concaving goes, we'll put the gauge on it. And you can see there's a bit of concaving for balance, and it's coming under the gauge because we've already measured it at 64 millimeters. And the face camber is pretty close to 5 mil. And you can actually see there, it's got quite a decent bow on the bat too. That's quite decent, isn't it? So, yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here. Is that tooling? I think that's damage afterwards when it's been oiled. Really soft. Maybe packed up almost immediately after it was sent, and it's just been bashed up in the freight process. Because oiled willow is really soft, and particularly it's oiled that much. I'd say to you, you know, when you guys at Five are actually oiling the bats, don't go so heavy-handed. You're probably doing it because you know the people who are buying it are probably going to treat the bats like crap and not look after them, so you're sort of maximising how much love you can put into them before you send them out. So the balance is actually really nice. I've got to say that right away. It picks up really nice and it feels like I'm holding, I would say, yeah, it feels like a 2.8, 2.8 to 2.9. It feels really nice. It's got a nice pickup. And we'll see what it actually weighs. The green bunny in the side there, I'm just having a bit of a joke with people saying that I should be doing this with artificial grass. So I just thought I'd put an artificial grass bunny on there. It's 210.6. It picks up way better than that. So that's really good. It definitely picks up a lot better than it weighs. And you can see that that's, you know, like it's definitely going to be having all its action down in this point here. So it's a real driving bat, something you're going to get a lot of value through in this area here. Now the bat has been knocked in. We'll go straight to the tap up. Starting at the toe, making sure everything's in camera. Oh shit, I just broke it, sorry. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's going good. It's going good. Look at that, right there. But I don't know if this has been, how much this has been used. I don't think it's been used that much. But yeah, it's going well. But it just looks like it's had a hard night out. So there you go. That's my first 5 from Penta Sports. $250 plus postage to get to Australia. You could land one of these easily under $300. Recommend you tell them not to knock the bat. Tell them to double wrap it with bubble wrap and not oil it. And definitely avoid that shit that's going on down the bottom there. Don't do that. So it may not have occurred in the factory. It may have occurred on the way. I don't know these things. I'd rather not have to comment on them. I wouldn't be truthful if I didn't tell you exactly what I think about it. So I think it's actually a nicely balanced bat, and it's got performance now that it's been prepared. It's just, as a startup, there's some gaps there in where they need to be, because I can bring in a $200 grey nickels and it's finished way better than that, and that's what they're competing against as far as getting people to buy, because all people see are stickers and the colour of the willow. So that's my review of the 5 by Penta Sports. It's up to you, the buyer, if you want to go with this. Just be more specific about what you want. It looks like they're getting their hands on some nice performing willow, and it does look like their pressing is pretty good. So, and obviously the balancing. So there's some good aspects to it. Just there's also some negative points that I had to highlight, and hopefully that helps the brand too. Thanks everyone. See you on the next one.